Magandang araw po mga kabansa, kayo ay nasa Iparas kay Paras. Ito po inyong lingkod Ado Paglinawan na nagwe-welcome sa inyo in behalf of our Secretary.
Magandang hapon po. First, paring Ado, magandang hapon. Mga kababayan, magandang hapon muli sa inyo lahat. Dito po tayo ngayon sa programa Iparas kay Paras. At dito po sa programang ito ay mabibigyan natin ng klarong mga pagtuunan ng katotohanan, no? Ang mga nangyayari ngayon na puro na lamang batuhan ng mga kung ano-anong mga kasinungalingan. Now, unang-una, itong parang lumalabas ngayon na there is a concerted effort to pin down former President Duterte. There is now an effort na kalkalin at imbestigahan yung mga perceived na mga public officials during his time at ipapatawag sa Kongreso at ano bang tawag niyan, i-intimidate para magsalita ng kung ano-ano at later on dahil sa takot nila ay they will divulge hearsay against President Duterte. Anong masasabi mo sa mga nangyayari ngayon, paring Ado?
Well, lalo na't panahon na ng eleksyon, mga kabansa, ay kakaroon na po ng palitan ng propaganda at pati ang batas ay binabastos na at ginagamit sa hindi nararapat na paraan ng isang branch ng ating government na nag-a-assume na ng judicial functions or semblance of judicial functions. Ganong ang kanilang duty lamang is in aid of legislation.
Yes, and ito po ay commonly being used sa United States in their quest against Donald Trump. Ito yung tinatawag nilang lawfare.
Yeah.
Yung lawfare, ibig sabihin yung
demonization.
I-demonize yung isang kalaban sa politika para hindi na magagalaw against the administration. They use the mga public agencies of government upon the orders of the powers that govern, at they will use this to intimidate, to accuse, and to put these people down such that they will not be able to fight in a clear and fair political
playing field.
So ito po isang example ngayon na pinag-usapan ng taong bayan, itong nangyayari ngayon sa ating House of Representatives, itong tinatawag nila na Quad Committee. Hindi ko po sinasabi na walang integrity ang mga members dyan. Hindi naman siguro lahat may integrity, kasi iba dyan ay talagang they're just doing it for a certain purpose, no? may mga vested interest yan at bakit sila nagsasalita. Pero let's go into the substance of this investigation.
Correct.
Alam naman natin yung war on drugs ay talagang pinapalakpakan. Even the most uploaded, most ikangay mga survey na may paninindigan like Pulse Asia and SWS ay nagsasabi na one of the things or one of the actions or the performance of then President Duterte that catapult him to a very high trust rating and performance rating is the war on drugs. Because ito po ay napi-feel talaga ng taong bayan during his administration na you can now freely walk in the street. You have caused people to be afraid to perpetuate their sale of drugs, and even the syndicates have been placed in very defensive na ang masasabi ng survey na ay talagang malaki ang dagok sa mga drug lords, drug addict, drug possessors, and all those things.
If I remember it right, ang approval rating ng war on drugs ni President Duterte was at 86%, mga kabansa. So, nakapagtataka na ngayon na wala na siya sa pwesto, ay pinuputakti siya nitong mga politiko at inilalabas ang mga mostly accusations, no? Na wala namang ebidensya.
At saka, this is really bad. In the sense that this will create a precedent. Dahil itong mga pinapa-appear ngayon sa Kongreso, tulad nito si Kerwin Espinosa, cases involving him are already closed. In fact, lahat ng mga ebidensya at accusation sa kanya and so on and so forth ay nalatag na. So, bakit bigla ngayon nagbagong administration, parang nag-iiba ang narrative? So, will this not set a precedent in the next? Alam mo, tinitingnan kasi ng mga politiko ngayon yung ngayon lang. They're not looking at the future na baka magkaroon naman ng ganitong problema yung mga predecessors, di ba? Ay mga hindi lang naman permanente ang Kongreso, and you will create
every 3 years
certain precedents magkakaroon ng vagueness in the prosecution of criminal justice.
Pagdating sa droga, this is the last person na credible.
No.
Because he's not only a hardened criminal, he's a drug lord and a convicted
and suddenly he is now saying
death
he is now saying na
sentence.
Na siya na
credible witness.
credible witness siya, tulad nung mga nangyayari na, no? Now, another one na pinapairal ngayon dyan sa Quad investigation, with due respect, kaibigan ko yung chairman dyan, si Ginoong Ace Barbers, ay itong kay Garma. Alam mo, itong kay Garma, masyadong obvious na gusto lang lumusot, may paiyak-iyak. Ha? Unang-una, ano bang nangyayari dito kay Garma? Hindi ba ito siya ay isang akusado ng pagpatay ng isang empleyado ng PCSO? Pakita nga natin yung akusasyon sa kanya.
CAP claims Garma Leonardo ordered killing of PCSO executive. Former Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office General Manager Roina Garma and current National Police Commission Commissioner Edilberto Leonardo have been tagged as masterminds in the fatal ambush of another PCSO official in July 2020. The alleged involvement of Garma and Leonardo in the killing of PCSO Board Secretary Wesley Barayuga was revealed by Police Lieutenant Colonel Santi Mendoza at yesterday's hearing of the House of Representatives Quad Committee on Extrajudicial Killings during the Duterte administration. In his testimony, Mendoza recalled receiving a call from Leonardo in October 2019 informing him of a special project involving a high-value individual who is believed to be involved in illegal drugs. Mendoza noted that he was hesitant, but an insistent Leonardo instructed her without giving further details to wait for a go signal. In another call in February 2020, Mendoza said Leonardo informed him the target was Barayuga. Upon learning of Barayuga's position, Mendoza said she sought further verification but was dissuaded by Leonardo, claiming that the order came from Garma, a former police colonel.
Okay. It seems that ito yung punot dulo na bakit ito si Garma is now implicating the president, is now implicating Senator Bongo. Because klarong-klaro, mga kababayan, na dahil dinidikdik siya ng mga miyembro ng Kongreso, ng Quad, ang tinitingala niyang mabuti, yung sarili niya, na pag napalusot itong ginawa niya, na pagpatay ng baka hindi lamang siya ikulong, kundi talagang she will be facing the bar of justice.
Mm-hmm.
And
High crime yan.
High crime, and she will be convicted. So ngayon gumawa siya ng maniobra. Ito yung ginagawa niya. Ito.
Hearing the answers of Colonel Garma, Miss Garma kanina, with regards to question of deployment, na napaka-juicy yung mga posisyon from tsaka puro lahat Davao ang assignment except sa Cebu, tapos nag-schooling, tapos early retirement. Again, can you state when was the date or the year that you retired?
That's June of 2019, Your
June
Honor.
of 2019. When did you assume as PCSO chairman?
July 15 of 2019,
Oh,
Your Honor.
1 month lang. Di ba? Tama? 1 month?
15 days, I think, Your Honor.
Oh, 15 days pa. Sobra. Now, during the interpellation, Mr. Chairman, ng mga members kanina, Ma'am Garma, Miss Garma, keep on denying that he is close to the former president. Di ba? Kasi sabi mo lang lagi, maybe. Binigyan ka ng posisyon. Tingnan mo. You check the record. 10 years pa yung supposedly before you retire, 10 years ka pa, but you opt to early retirement. Tapos, wala pang 1 month, sabi mo nga, 15 days, bigla ka nag-PCSO. Tapos, itong tinanong ka kanya, sabi mo, are you close to the president, former president? Ang sagot mo, because of those promotions, sabi mo, is maybe, not maybe. Now I will ask you, are you special and close to the President? Former President? Yes or no na po? Walang personal. Yes or no na po? Kasi lahat-lahat eh.
Ewan ko kung special ako.
Oh, why can't you answer? Simple lang tanong ko. Are you close to the former president? Because that's why you've been given a juicy position where in fact, 1 month, wala pa nga, 15 days ka lang nag-retire, ng PCSO, chairman ka na kagad. Sige nga. Yes or no? Why can't you answer? Oh, Mr. Chairman, since
Because, Mr. Chair,
Oh, why? What?
I do not...
I do not na naman.
No, Mr. Chair.
Oh, sige nga.
Because you said, am I close or special to the President?
Yeah, you're close to the president. Or special.
Napaka-personal naman yung mga question. At saka, just because you are close to the President, kadami-daming mga tao na malapit kay Presidente na hindi na-appoint. O, ito, baka may kakayahan, kaya in-appoint. Hindi dahil, parang ini-insinuate kasi niya na mayroong kaugnayan. Kasi, although hindi naman talaga beauty queen itong itsura nito, pero baka may sila sinasabi na may asim. Baka may asim, kaya pinagdududahan nila na papatulan ni Digong. Pero but these are not questions in aid of legislation.
Irrelevant yan eh.
Mapaka-irrelevant naman eh. Bakit naman
Sasabihin mo,
pinapayagan ito ng chairman na magkaroon ng mga ganitong tanong?
sasabihin mo hindi personal. Personal yung tanong mo. Ay,
Tatanungin mo, close ka ba? Anong definition ng close? Ano na yan? That dwells on the privacy of the individual.
Violation of your right.
Ito minsan, ewan ko, anong klaseng kongreso meron tayo ngayon. But anyway,
Masyadong riding
huwag
high.
na lang tayong, But, after this, masyadong na-intimidate si Garma. Una, yung tungkol sa kanyang alleged murder of Barayuga. So, siyempre, natatakot na siya diyan. Tapos, ito pang intimidation nila sa mga tanong na hindi man ka-nais-nais na mga tanong. Kaya, she ended up raising an affidavit where he implicates people. Ito pa, pakita natin na para sa atin lahat, mga kababayan, ay ito ay gawa-gawa lamang ni Garma. Kasi, alam na niya, kung hindi siya makipag play ball with the members of the committee, baka ililibing niya siya na buhay. Ito, pakita natin yung sinasabi nitong Garma, nang execute siya ng affidavit where she implicates people, pero napaka-hearsay yung mga pinagsasabi. Ito, pakinggan po natin.
Throughout the hearings, I answered questions from the committee based on my personal knowledge. However, I did so with great apprehension as I recognized that my statements on national television could significantly endanger my life, the safety of my family, and others very close to me. After considerable reflection, I am now executing this affidavit to provide a comprehensive information to the Quadcom regarding everything I personally know about the war on drugs during the former administration. On May 2026, I received a call from the President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, at approximately 5 a.m., instructing me to meet him at his residence in Doña Luisa, Davao City. I was already acquainted with the mayor, having served as the station commander in one of the police stations in Davao City during his tenure. During our meeting, he requested that I will locate a PNP officer or operative who is a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo, indicating that he needed someone capable of implementing the war on drugs on a national level, replicating the Davao model. The Davao model referred to the system involving payment and reward.
So much of irrelevant mga statements. Ito po lahat na affidavit ni Garma are all hearsay. Ha? This will not stand in a court of law. Unang-una, very incredible, pare. Sa dami-daming mga high officials na pwedeng ipitawag ni President Duterte. Bakit siya? Alas 5 pa ng umaga. Sino maniniwala na papatawag ka ni President Duterte? Tulog pa yan.
Tulog pa yan.
Nagigising yan si Digong kasi
after 5 p.m.
Nagtatrabaho siya sa hanggang gabi, nagbabasa yan ng mga masipag Tapos gigising para lang ipatawag ka ng 5 a.m. Sino ka ba? And you are not even a high official. Tapos ang purpose daw, sabi nitong sinungaling na ito, ay pinapatawag daw yung pinapaform daw siya ng team, tapos kailangan pa daw police member ng iglesia. Napaka
sobrang detalyado.
Sobrang reach out ka na. Siguro baka pinatawag ka ni Duterte sa ibang bagay, hindi dahil sa ibang, pero hindi naman siguro alas 5 ng madaling araw. Pagod na siguro si Duterte diyan kung ipatawag ka man ng 5 a.m. He cannot do anything whatever. So the implication is that you are telling a lie.
Yeah.
Tapos gagawa ka pa ng iyak-iyak.
Binabagabag kasi sa konsensya niya.
ang ano lang diyan is to create a story para pipilitin niya na ma-implicate si Digong, ma-implicate si Bongo, para itong mga hounds, yung mga vultures na hungry na pipigain nila si Duterte ngayon, na dati namang nagsisip-sip sila, pero ngayon gusto nilang pigain si Duterte, gagamitin si Garma. At si Garma naman, syempre magpapagamit din para makaligtas. Una, makaligtas doon sa murder case sa kanya, makaligtas sa ipapakulong dyan sa presuhan dyan sa House of Representatives for contempt. So, she wants to get away. But all this testimony or based on her ikangay salaysay, walang bisa ito because sinakyan pa nung itong leftist na abogado daw siya ng mga taga ICC, itong si Conti, na baka daw gamitin ito pangdagdag sa issue ng ICC. This is not a court of law. This is just in aid of legislation.
It's not even an ICC forum.
Lahat naman ng mga pinagdadaldal dyan will have to go through the judicial system. These are just mere investigation, and the purpose is just to expose it to the public. Tapos sasabihin si Duterte ganito, si Duterte ganyan. Anong klase namang pag-aakusa yan. Si Bongo, ganyan.
Chinek ko sa dictionary, Secretary, ang meaning ng hearsay. Alam mo, lumabas? Gossip. Statement without proof. Accusations without evidence. Yan ba gusto nyo mangyari sa ating Kongreso? Kanina sinasabi ni Secretary, it's already damaging our democratic space kasi nagkakaroon ng culture of hearsay being accepted as gospel truth. Gusto nyo ba magkaroon ng culture of hearsay? Kaya ako, ang tawag ko rito sa Quadcom, Quack-com, in the house of hearsay. Lahat na yata ng hearing. Kaya halos ayoko nang manood eh.
Saka,
storytelling puro teleserye.
Ang ko lang, ang dinadamdam ko lang, kasi these people, when I was part of the Duterte's cabinet, part of Duterte's working force, being first a member of the Presidential Legislative Liaison Office, then later on as his political advisor. These are the very people na nakakasalamuha ko sa House of Representatives in the year 2021, 2020. Nandyan po tayo, nakakasama ko ito. Dahil, alam mo naman, napaka-kaibigan ko si Speaker Romualdez. All the years, I have been true to his ideals na he wants to become Speaker. Kaso nga, hindi lang siya nagkaroon ng connection sa Malacanang. Dahil niluluto na nila, although si Speaker Romualdez had the numbers, pero hindi binigyan ng pagkakataon dahil niluluto lang ng mga opisyalis na nakapaligid kay Duterte when he should have been Speaker already. Yung mga Cayetano, yung mga Velasco, hindi naman mananalo kay Speaker Romualdez yan.
In terms of numbers.
In terms of numbers, but kulang siya sa doon sa taas.
So that's a lesson.
In fairness to the Speaker, pero sumusubra naman din itong mga nagsip-sip sa kanya ngayon dyan. Pakinggan natin itong kaibigan ko. Anong sinasabi niya tungkol kay Duterte noong si Duterte pa ay presidente? At ano ngayon ang ginagawa niya dyan bilang chairman ng committee at pinapabayaan niya na magkakaroon ng chaos dyan sa loob ng Quad. Ito, pakinggan natin. Ito si my good friend, real good friend, si Ace.
Lahat po ng anti-illegal drugs advocate ngayong araw na to, palakpakan po natin ang ating sarili. It has been the primordial duty of the committee which I head, the Committee on Dangerous Drugs in the lower house, to help ang ating law enforcement agencies in the war against illegal drugs. Napakaswerte po ng Pilipinas dahil nagkaroon ho tayo ng pagkakataon na magkaroon ng isang presidente na ang advokasya ay labanan ang ating problema sa droga. Seen a lot of people, politicians, and people from the private sector who have always been announcing that ako ay kontra sa droga, ako ay kontra sa ganyan, but never na nagkaroon ho tayo ng isang leader na ipinakita ang kanyang leadership para labanan o mag-declare ng totoong gera sa droga. At walang iba ang pwedeng gumawa niyan kundi po si President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Bihira ho tayo nakakita ng isang leader na bukod sa kanyang deklarasyon na war against drugs and war against criminality and war against corruption, meron pong ipinapakitang totoong datos. Kaya nga ho, meron tayong real numbers, PH, because that only indicates the real picture. And that real numbers tell everybody na ito ho ang totoong kalagayan ng ating bansa.
Klarong-klaro na naniniwala siya because in the flesh, in the body, napapanood niya, napipil niya yung galaw ni Duterte against drugs, against people who perpetuated drugs. Alam ni Ace yan. So, nagtataka ako, bakit pinapayagan pa niya na maggagawa pa ng mga istorya ito si Garma na mga kwentong kutsero na alas 5 ng umaga, pinapatawag siya para magporma ng ano. Sino ba naman ito si Garma na utusan ni Duterte na magporma? Duterte has the chief PNP. Duterte has regional directors. Bakit itong small fry na official na babae, hindi naman kagandahan ng gusto, papupuntahin mo sa bahay ng alas 5 ng umaga, gawa-gawa lang ni Garma yan. These are very plain and clear hearsay at all levels. She is just saving her skin. Tapos ang medyo matatanong lang natin, bakit pinapayagan ni Chairman Barbers na alam na alam, pinipraise niya ng gusto si Duterte, alam niya yung nasa drug, at chairman na siya ng drugs, alam niya yung mga maniobra ng mga police during the time that he was chairman, during the time of Duterte's administration, chairman ng committee on drugs. Alam niya. So, why now that he is the head of this committee under Marcos, pakinggan mo pa yung mga hearsay, mga patutsada ni Garma na alam mo naman na hindi totoo ito. This will not even stand in the fiscal's office. Si Bongo. Anong kinalaman ni Bongo sa drugs? Kaya, with due respect, alam mo, I am not being personal with members of Congress. I have high respect. I have been there. Mga kaibigan ko yan na nandyan. Pero siguro ilagay natin sa proper perspective. Kung basta-basta lang tayo palabas ng palabas kung sinong testigo, we don't realize that all this is covered by media, and it destroys other people who are not even in the committee, who are not even resource persons. By just a mere accusation of anybody,
Say so.
just a say-so of anybody who is being asked to testify but has to lie to save their skin, but natatamaan na yung mga iba na walang kinalaman dahil minimension yung pangalan, sinisiraan dyan sa committee. It's a real unfair situation for ordinary people, for government officials in the previous administration and so on. So, with due respect, sana po magkaroon naman tayo ng magandang paraan, magandang disposition in our investigation in aid of legislation. So, yung Garma na yan, marami pang kwento dyan. Nung, sa Cebu yan isa sa mga bataan ni ano yan ni General Sinas Oh. Ang daming mga nangyayari noon na death squad diyan sa ano. So, I won't be surprised if he was part of the death squad that ang daming pinatay sa Negros Oriental. Isa noon, best friend ko na mayor. Pinasok yung kanyang bahay ng madaling araw ng isang tatlong van. Hanggang ngayon wala pang resolusyon. Sinong head doon? Si Sinas. Sinong mga kasama ni Sinas? Ito, si Garma, nandyan yan sa Cebu. Kalaban yan si Tommy Osmeña. So, why would we believe this person, si Garma? Tapos, i-implicate niya si President Duterte. Nakakatawa naman, di ba? And dapat nga imbestigahan pa ito paano to kumita. Kasi maraming kwentuhan sa PCSO noon na yung ang daming nagrereklamo tungkol sa yung ano ano ba yun? PCL? STL.
Small Town Lottery.
Kasi gumawa siya ng sarili niyang for purposes of raising funds siguro. Para kumuha siya kasi ito nakabigay na doon sa isang general yung Rojas, yung yung general na yun. Ito gagawa naman siya ng panibagong sistema. So talagang maki-question siya and totoo, mayroon talagang nag-akusa sa kanya na pinapatay nila yung isang board member.
Opisyalis.
Opisyal. Yung si Baroyaga.
May sabwatan.
Oo. So, who will believe a criminal like that? And paiyak-iyak pa. Tapos, para lang ituro si Bongo, ituro si Duterte. Sino maniniwala niyan? Mga kababayan. So yun lang po ang gusto nating iparating sa ating na even Barbers has praised Duterte to heavens. Tapos siya ngayon ang mumuno after wala na si Duterte at pakinggan mo itong hearsay. It's beyond us to take.
Destroys statesmanship. Wala na.
So, yun lang po, mga kababayan, ang nakikita natin dito sa kaguluhan dyan sa Kongreso.
Huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe dito sa Iparas kay Paras at i-click ang notification bell. At mag-subscribe na rin sa YouTube channel ko at Ado Paglidnawan, Secretary.
Magandang hapon po muli.